Okay, so we're here once again in Rebirth Champions X, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video, basically showing which are the best game passes in the game that you can buy. Now there's actually quite a lot of game passes in the game. As you can see, you've got magic eggs, you've got another 2x2 stuff, you've got another luck ones, the faster egg open, the pet equip ones, the storage ones, and the auto stuff as well. So there is actually some really important game passes in here, as well as some that are just really not worth getting at all. So today what I thought I'd do is kind of just go over some of the best ones or some of the worst ones in the game, and basically just sort of rank them, I guess. However, we won't actually be ranking them properly, we'll just kind of be saying which ones are good and which ones are bad. So let's just get straight into it and get straight into the shop. So the first one that I would say is probably the most important out of all of these is, I would actually say, the auto rebirth one is probably actually pretty important. Now the reason why I say this one's probably the most important one is just for the fact that when you're AFKing and you're doing a lot of clicks anyways, you might go way beyond the fact that, like, let's have a look right now. For my best rebirth option, it's 229 TDD, and as you can see right now, I'm pretty close to it. If we go ahead and go over to the Easter event real quick and just kind of sit around, as you can see, mine goes up very, very quickly. So it probably takes me less than an hour to actually get up to this 229, nearly 230 TDD. So realistically, if I was to go ahead and AFK overnight, this would go way past that, and I'd basically be wasting a load of clicks just to rebirth this once. Whereas if you actually had auto rebirth, you could probably go ahead and actually rebirth this maybe like 8, 9, 10 times in one night, and in that way you're going to be getting a lot more rebirths and just a lot more clicks overall because you're doing a lot more rebirths. So yeah, I would definitely say that auto rebirth is definitely one of the most important ones in the game. Now moving on to probably another important one, and I'm going to kind of combine these two together because they more or less do the same thing just for different parts. I'm going to say the ×2 clicks and the ×2 rebirth ones are also pretty important. Now these ones are slightly more expensive than other game passes, especially the ×2 rebirth one. However, when you do combine these two together, you're going to be getting so many more clicks, and it's going to make the game way easier to progress through. And realistically, once you have both of these, you're not going to have to worry then about getting a certain amount of rebirths for when a new update comes out or something, because obviously when a new update comes out for a new permanent world, you need a certain amount of rebirths to get into that world. And for most people, sometimes it means that you're going to have to still grind away in the previous world until you can get there. However, realistically, once you actually have the ×2 clicks and ×2 rebirths, probably along with the auto rebirth game pass, then it's going to be making it really easy. And then most of the time, if you literally only grind for 1 or 2 days, you're going to have more than enough by the time the next update comes out, and you're just going to be able to go instantly into that next portal straight away without having to worry about anything. Now another one that I would say is pretty important is probably the +2 and +5 pet equip. Now obviously I only have the +2 one. However, if I did have the +5 pet equip, I would actually have so many pets. I'd have 14 pets equipped, which is quite a lot, and I'd be doing so many more clicks. However, the reason why I say that this is so important again is because you just need the amount of clicks, and realistically if you have +2 and the +5 with the auto rebirth and the ×2 clicks and rebirths, honestly you're never going to have to worry about rebirths ever again, just because it's going to be so easy. And again, as I was saying before, it's just going to make it a lot easier just to grind more quickly for that next update. Now obviously when some people are playing this game, you could probably only grind for like 1 hour a week, or maybe like for 1 day of the week, and genuinely if you have all of these game passes combined together, it's going to make it so much easier. Because if I was to go ahead now and grind in the cave world just for a little bit, and say that I can only do this for 1 day, I'll probably get more than enough rebirths it's going to take to actually get the next update. And then by the time the next update comes out, again, you're just going to be able to go straight into that new world, and you're going to be able to grind that new world for that day again. And then by the time the next update comes out after that, again, you're just going to be able to go straight into that next event once more without having to really worry about grinding too much. So those are probably the most important ones. Now again, another really important one I would say is the luck game passes. Now obviously this one is quite expensive. you're going to be paying 300 and 800 Robux for both of these combined. However, you probably don't even need really that ultra luck game pass, because they do quite a lot of events. As you can see right now, we've got quite a big mega event going on with 3 times luck in the Easter event right now, which does make hatching a lot easier. So realistically, I would say that you probably just need to get the super luck one if you don't have a lot of Robux. And if you do have quite a lot of Robux to spend around, I would say get both, just because it can make it so much easier. And as you can see right now in my profile, I've hatched 16 secrets in around 1.7 million eggs with both of these game passes. Now obviously I did hatch probably, I'd say about 3 or 4 before I actually got these game passes, but still it makes it so much easier. And obviously with the secrets getting harder and harder because there's more and more players, it's going to mean that you are going to be the one that actually hatching these secrets instead of watching everyone else hatch one, just because then you're going to have all of this luck to make it really easy. Now that was probably all of the important game passes. Now we're going to move on to probably the one that's probably like kind of in the middle ground. It's not really that important, it just makes it kind of a better playing experience, and that's the faster eggs open game pass. Now again, it's not exactly that important. Now if we go ahead and just hatch some eggs real quick, you're going to actually see it. Oh, hold on, let me just turn on auto delete. You're going to see it's pretty quick on hatching the eggs. However, it's probably not really that important. Again, it's probably important for those who are going for leaderboard spots on the eggs hatched leaderboard, wherever it is, this one. But again, it's probably not that important, just for the fact that you're going to be hatching eggs anyways. And I guess if you do hatch more eggs, it's going to be pretty good, because you'll probably have a better chance then of hatching something good. But again, I probably wouldn't say it's really that important. It's just kind of like, it just makes the game a little bit more fun. So I just kind of put that in the middle ground. It's not that great, but it's not bad either. So yeah, that one's in the middle ground. Now for the last ones, and I'll probably say these ones are probably the most, I wouldn't say useless, but I'd say they're probably not that important. And I'm going to put the magic eggs one first, because this one can be really good, but then again, it's not exactly that amazing. Now, when it comes to the magic eggs game pass, as you can see, it does do 10 times more chance to hatch golden and toxic pets. However, obviously you can already hatch golden and toxic pets, and really the 10 times more chance isn't exactly that great, considering the fact that you probably still won't get that many more golden and toxic pets. If I was to actually hatch right now in the game for like an hour or so, I'd probably get at least 1 or 2 golden and toxic pets, which isn't really that bad. However, if I was to have this game pass, I might have a chance at getting the 3rd, but again, it's not really that great. So honestly, I would say maybe avoid the magic eggs game pass, just for the fact that it's not exactly that overpowered as it seems, and again, it is the most expensive game pass in the game. So I would say that 1,000 Robux price tag is probably not worth it. Maybe if it was worth like 500 or 600 Robux, maybe so, but for the 1,000 Robux, I'd say it's not really worth it. Now we're moving on to the ×2 gems game pass, and 300 Robux for this isn't too bad, but again, the gems aren't really that important in the game. Realistically, once you get to a certain point, especially once you have like the ×2 rebirths and the auto rebirths, you're going to be getting a lot of gems anyways, because you'll get ×2 gems just for the fact that you're getting more rebirths anyways, and for the fact that then you don't really need the gems that much. Now if we do come over the upgrades real quick, there is actually really expensive upgrades, such as the click multiplier one, which do cost a lot of gems. However, it's not exactly a massive boost when you come to spending 1 septillion gems. You're not exactly getting that many more clicks. Now it could be pretty good, however obviously when it comes to getting like maybe the gems multiplier, this is probably more than enough gems that you're going to need, especially once you have that ×2 rebirths and the auto rebirths, because you're more or less going to be maxing this out all the time anyways. Say a new update comes out and it brings in some more rebirth buttons and some more upgrades, you're probably going to be getting those straight away anyway, especially if you've grinded over this Easter event with like loads of clicks, like the 5 times clicks, and even a ×2 gems event that we've got going on anyway. You're going to have more than enough gems to get all of the upgrades anyways, and a click multiplier really isn't really enough to justify buying that game pass. Now we're moving on to probably the most useless ones in the game. That is obviously your 500 pet storage ones for both of these combined, and the auto clicker game pass. Now for the auto clicker game pass, it can be pretty good. However, the thing is about the auto clicker is that the fact that there's already a free auto clicker in the game, and it doesn't really take that long to get to it. Now I guess you could say that it does give you a little bit of a boost early on in the game. However, if you're a PC player, you can just literally download an auto clicker like I have, and even if we turn this auto clicker off right now, you can just turn your auto clicker on, and boom, you're literally just getting the same amount of clicks anyways, so it really doesn't matter too much. So having the auto click at Game Pass really is not that important at all. Maybe if you're a mobile player or an iPad player or something and you want that early advantage, maybe it can be pretty good then, but then yeah, I would say that this isn't really that important. And then the last two are the storage ones, and again, it's not really that important. If you just turn on auto delete, you don't really need any of these. I guess if you was stashing up on loads and loads of legendaries, maybe for like giveaways or something, then these are pretty important. But overall, I would say that the storage ones aren't that important at all. So yeah, those are all of the game passes in the game, more or less ranked or just kind of like reviewed, I guess you could say. I hope this helps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.